What is going down, beautiful people? Welcome back to the show. Happy hour with Jay. Let's hope this doesn't go for an hour, but if it does, hey, I hope you hang out for the whole time. So let's jump right in. Meme of the week. And this one hit me not because it was necessarily humorous on the intranet, but because it reminded me of how dumb I can be. So let me start the story with this. You guys have all seen those little sample sizes of like cologne or perfume, right? So Louis Vuitton, as the kids say, gives out those samples. And I had a couple. I had this one, I don't even remember the thing. It was like stars and something, something, blah, blah, blah. And then there was another one that I really liked. There was one called Meteor. I think it's Meteor, Meteore, Meteor. That's for the, can you use that in a sentence? So anyway, Meteor, and I liked it. It was good. It was a good smell. That's not even what this is about. So we're in Vegas this may be a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't even remember. And Lori says, hey, I need you to go to Louis Vuitton. She was doing a live event. She said, I need you to go to Louis Vuitton. I need you to buy this gift that she was going to give away at the event that she was hosting. And I said, no problem. Got it done. I'm your guy. So she gives me the description, the picture, everything. So I walk over to Louis Vuitton over in Crystals, which is in between the Cosmo and Aria, a massive store. And here's what they get you. So I roll in and I'm like, hey, good to see you. Here's what we need. How you doing? Keep it moving. Let me get in. Let me get out of here. So if you've been to Louis Vuitton, it takes a minute, right? They got the gloves on, anything. They want to show you the bag. Here you go. Like unwrap it, wrap it, the whole touch it, everything. I'm like, I'm good. I trust me. This is what the wife said we needed. This is what we're getting. We don't need anything else. Sir, would you like a glass of champagne while you wait? Well, now here we go. I mean, does a bear shit in the woods? Of course I'd like a glass of champagne while I wait, sweet sir. So brings the champagne. I'm having a good time. They're in the back doing, I don't know what they do at Louis Vuitton, but it takes a minute. Like it takes a minute to get it wrapped. Maybe you got to wrap it up. You got to put the little bow on the box. The presentation, first class. You got to give it to them there. And so I'm bebopping around now, got some bubbles. Like I'm hype. I'm living it up. And I happen to go by the cologne parfume section, and I see the bottle of Meteor, which I have the tiny itty bitty little, like 3 or 4 use thing. And I'm like, hey, I'm here. I'm purchasing already. I might as well just grab a whole bottle. So I don't look at the price. I don't look at anything. I grab the bottle, throw it on the rack. When the guy comes back, he's like, oh, you'd like to add to me? I'm like, you bet your ass I'd like that. Listen, if there's more champagne where that came from, I'll stay here all day. We'll do some shopping. So anyway, he checks me out. I pay. I'm in and out of there. The next day, I had left the receipt on just on the bar in the room, and I told her, hey, I got a thing of I got a thing of cologne while I was there, and she's like, you paid $330 for a thing of cologne? I'm like, no, I don't think so, babe. I'm no idiot, right? Like I'm not gonna pay $330 for a bottle of Meteor. Short story is, yeah, I paid $330 for a bottle of Louis Vuitton cologne. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a big bottle. I'm still barely, I've still just skimmed the surface of getting the top layer of that bad boy gone. And I was looking at it the other day, I'm like, this son bitch might last me like 5 years. Like it's maybe even longer than that. It's massive. So I'm well worth it. Louis Vuitton, hey, that's on me, not on you. I love it. I'm glad I got it. But anyway, look at the price, Jay. So the meme was this. I just saw it floating around the internet. And it said, I'm mad selective on who I hang around. My perfume is $340 before tax. Not everyone deserves to smell it. Now, again, I don't have that belief that I need to be selective on who gets to smell the Meteor, but it just reminded me that, like, hey, there are some perfumes, and I think that's what they call it. I think in Italian or whatever this is, I think everything is parfum as opposed to cologne. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, your boy can be a bit of a doofus sometimes, but anyway, I still love it. Wear it all the time. Probably my favorite. If you're into good smelling stuff, there's another one in there now that I got my eye on. It's called Ombre something. It's got Ombre with another name on it. If you get a chance to get one of those little guys of it, I highly recommend it. It is It's a good one. It's a showstopper. But if you like a good smelling one as a dude, this is a little. And listen, in Louis Vuitton, if you're listening and you're thinking about a collab, holla at your boy, right? If good smelling, like not too overpowering, not too weak, just the right touch. Absolutely awesome. I think you'd love it. All right, let's dive into the happenings of where I am currently at and where I reside. It's festival season. So I'm sure most of you guys have heard of Coachella and Stagecoach and or one or the other. So to describe it as a local, it is basically 3 straight weeks of mayhem. Traffic is unbelievable. There's certain areas of town you don't even think about going to, completely off limits. Like there's just think about it as like police tape is around this area. You're not going in there. It's a crime scene. The grocery stores, picture the remember how people went on that toilet paper hoarding cascade back in was that during the big C, or I think it might have been during the big C when everybody was hoarding toilet paper. Still didn't understand that one. I never got that one, but listen, that's neither here nor there. Or like, when they announce there's a hurricane coming to like Florida, like every water bottle in the state is sold out, like for, from the tip to the top, like everybody's buying it all. That's what it's like here when you go to the grocery store. And on top of that, Lori and I were talking last night, and she said one of her clients came in, and her husband was at the grocery store that is in the epicenter of where the Coachellians shop. And older gentleman, by my estimation, I'd probably say like 70s, whatnot. And he told his wife, he said, I'm in Ralph's the other day, and there were 2 young ladies who, in what he assumed to be in the nude, but only with body paint on as opposed to actual clothing. That's Coachella in a nutshell. What the And I'm always mesmerized. But even Stagecoach, like I used to go to Stagecoach a long time ago. It's gotten way too big for me. I can be people phobic or crowd phobic. For lack of a better term, just don't dig them. I'd rather stay at home, have some bubbles on the couch, watch it on TV, go to bed early. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how I roll. And that's kind of how a lot of the older community rolls, right? 50 plus. But I used to go and I used to love it, but I was always mesmerized. It's kind of like Vegas. I go to Vegas a lot, and I can always tell when it's maybe somebody's first time in Vegas. And not from a judgmental standpoint, but it's like people just dress differently the more you go. Like I go to Vegas all the time. I go to Vegas like once every 6 weeks, once every month, like probably 6 to 10 times a year. I go to Las Vegas. So I dress like I dress every day. Like I don't have Vegas outfits versus regular outfits. You can tell when somebody either A has never been to Vegas or B rarely goes to Vegas, because you can just see that they don't even feel comfortable in what they've got on. Like I watch so many young ladies wear shoes that they couldn't walk across the room, much less walk. I mean, if you've been to Vegas, like if you're going to walk anywhere, it's 17 miles. I mean, just put it in your GPS and go, and you're going to be there like tomorrow. It's a long way. There's no short ways to get anywhere. And I see some of these young ladies pick a shoe choice that I'm just like, that's not going to end well. Like they actually have in some of the restrooms or outside the restrooms. I've seen these over at like Caesars. They have like a vending machine that sells like these little like disposable shoes that the ladies can buy and then just, I guess, carry the painful shoes with them and put these bad boys on. Genius marketing. Whoever came up with that, hats off to you. That is absolutely brilliant. And I can't believe that there's not more of those all over the city, because it's an absolute disaster when you see people walking around. And then on top of that, it's like, nobody from, Davenport, Iowa has a sequin dress of that capacity, we'll just say. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to go all out. Coachella and Stagecoach are kind of like that as well. It's like, hey, what's the shortest pair of denim shorts that you could possibly get away with and them still be classified as shorts? Like that's kind of the look. Very minimal clothing. So and this is even at the grocery store. I don't even go, but you know who a Coachellian is. Just by going to the grocery store, it's a whole different experience, which leads me to why I'm even telling you the story. That's not even the story. I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm in Vegas again. Like maybe I go to Vegas too much. We'll figure out if that's a problem later. That's a topic for another day. But I'm in Vegas years ago. I would say this is maybe 10 years ago, maybe on the fringe of that, some here or there. I'm leaving a casino and I can't remember which one it was. I want to say, actually, I'm leaving a casino that was right by the trade. We were there for a trade show. So I was there for actual work. And it was the exact time that the Electric Daisy Festival. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. So it's an EDM festival they have in Las Vegas called Electric Daisy. I think they have it at the Speedway, like where the race cars go around and around and around. But it's called Electric Daisy. I'm in the cab line. This is before Uber, so it had to be like 10 years ago. I'm in the cab line getting ready to go from one casino to the other from the trade show somewhere. And a guy rolls up and he is in a full-blown beaver suit, like the animal, beaver suit from head to toe. I'm talking the head, it had a tail, it had the feet, it had everything. And I didn't know much about Electric Daisy at that time. And I'm like, what? I'm just thinking, okay, this is, I mean, I'm used to Vegas. This is, you see some stuff, but this is on a whole new level. And so I'm not one to let something like this slide. I'm like, hey, what do we got going here? Homemade, not homemade, your mom into crafts. Like how did we get here? And so he explains to me, oh no, we're going to the Electric Daisy, blah, blah, blah. Some people dress up as Anna. I'm like, what? I mean, I'm not going to go, but fantastic and good on you. Like if you're willing to don and listen, this is if you guys have been to Vegas, it can be warm. I think it just happened. Is it? I don't even know what it is, but it's around, I want to say like March, April, May-ish, like festival season. It can be warm. And this dude was in full-blown beaver outfit, head to toe, and hats off to him. I hope, hey man, if you're listening, I hope you're still rocking the suits and whatnot. But that was just absolutely outstanding. I'll never forget that. So, it is festival season. If you're a festival person, tip of the cap, good for you. Just way too many people for me. I'd rather watch it on the television. So, all right, I got a funny gym story for you. Lori and I are at the gym. I think this is probably about maybe 10 days ago. And it's early in the morning, so there's not really anybody there. And picture a row of treadmills, and there's probably 20 treadmills on this row, 20 of them. We are on the last two treadmills on the right. I'm by the walkway. Lori's next to me, and there's not a person on the 18 remaining treadmills. This lady walks up and gets on the treadmill next to Lori, which I thought was peculiar. I'm like, okay, interesting choice, right? There's 17 other options, and this is your mill. And so then I'm like, hey, maybe she's got an affinity for it. Maybe it runs differently. Maybe she likes I don't know. Then she commences to do, I would say probably like a 7 to 10 minute stretching routine, where at one point she had her bottom stuck into Lori's left arm, I guess it would be. Full blown, like feet on the rails, like you name any stretch position, this went down. And Lori and I just kept looking at each other and laughing, and we're just like, people are the strangest. I equate it to this. If you, and ladies, you've never been in a men's room, I doubt, to go to the restroom, but let's just say you're like a ball game or something like that, or somewhere that's like a big venue. Sometimes there'll be like 10 urinals in a row. And let's just say that you're not there for a game, and you're just any bathroom. Let's just say there's 5 urinals. It's kind of like guy etiquette where you just give the dude his space. And so if there's an open urinal that's not right next to the dude, you kind of take it. So it'd be like the equivalent of like there being 10 urinals and a guy walking up and choosing the urinal right next to yours. It's just peculiar. It's just like there's so many other options out there. It just really doesn't make sense for you to want to be that close to me while we're doing like, the stretch into the golden whatever it was, or to urinate. I mean, both of those things for me are just bizarre. Yeah, I mean, listen, call me weird. And while we're on the topic of weird, let's dive into, he might as well be a guest, or a recurring guest on the show. Let's talk about Jared for a second. You guys, if you've listened to any of the episodes, he's an absolute problem. And so the last episode, I talked about things that I don't do. And one of those, I mentioned like guys drinking out of a Stanley cup. Within 30 minutes of that show going live, I get a picture on my cell phone. Yeah, Jared sipping out of a straw, out of a Stanley the size of a tackle box. I don't even know where he got this thing. I mean, the Stanley was bigger than his head. And I won't even get into the size of his head, but monstrous Stanley, let's just say that. And I'm like, and I just wrote back, I'm not shocked. Like, I'm not even remotely shocked by this. Then he writes back, hey, wish you did a live show on YouTube so that I could come on and heckle you in the moment and disagree with you in real time. I'm like, what's wrong? First, I just wrote back, what's wrong with you? Like, you gotta have better stuff to do than this. And you would hate that. You would absolutely hate. Now I may do it, Jared, just because you like to antagonize me. And and this week I didn't put an episode out because I was out of town. And what happens? I get harassed for 72 hours about the lack of a show this week. Which, listen, I guess that's a good thing because that means he listens. Well, let's just say he selectively listens. That's what Jared does. So anyway, that's the Jared update for the week. And maybe we'll you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have him on the show. I mean, listen, it will be a complete disaster. The wheels will come off the bus. Nothing will get done. I'll probably get canceled. I don't know. Is that even a thing anymore? Are people canceling anybody? I don't think so. I probably not even, but whatever. But let's just say it'll be an absolute disaster. And while I'm on the topic of humans being wild, Lori and I have had this weird experience, and it's happened more than once. So we go on date night once a week, and we go to this specific place that is, I think it's a pretty nice restaurant, but they have a nice bar area, and we like to sit in the bar because we'll go really early before the restaurant part even opens, and it can get kind of busy in there from time to time. And the seat selection is so odd. Like, there's no tables for two. Every table is a table for four. So she and I have to take the table for four. And we like this. We're usually like one of the first ones there, and we get this specific table. And it must just be the best table, the most popular table, whatever it is, because this has happened to us more than once. And I want to ask you guys your opinion on this, and you can give me some feedback on the social if you've ever had this experience. So it can get a little bit busy, and it's not a super packed room. So when you get there, if the bar is full, then you have to go, ask for a table in the dining room, or you just have to wait. On more than one occasion, we have had people come up to us and say, hey, can we sit with you guys? It's absolute strangers that are just walking in this restaurant and see that there's two people sitting at the table. Listen, we're not just sitting there. It's not like I'm not writing the check. I'm not paying the bill. Like, we're full beverages, don't even have our meal yet, nothing. And more than once, more than one set of people is watching us. Hey, can we saddle up right here? And this isn't a big table. This isn't like a family style table where, like, if they sit down, like, it's going to be shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Like we're having the same conversation if they sit down, and we're both just baffled. I'm always like, no. I mean, like, with all due respect, but no, this is our date night. Like, we got here early, procured the table, which is what you do if you don't have a reservation. No, you can't sit with us. Like, how weird would that be? And would you do that? Would you ask two strangers if you could sit with them and have dinner? I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I am. I don't know. Let me know if I'm weird or what you would do, or if you think that's peculiar. Has it ever happened to you? And again, this is not like a family style restaurant. This is a nice, really nice steakhouse. We're not sitting at the bar. This is a private table, and we go there quite a bit, and so we have a good relationship with all of the staff. And now what they'll do is they'll come over and be like, oh, they're like, here's what we're going to do, guys. Like, first of all, never let anybody sit with you. That's ridiculous. And we're going to set up the table like there's two more people coming. Like, they'll bring like 2 extra waters and 2 extra like empty like cocktails that maybe aren't even really cocktails, and set them at the table with plates and napkins and the whole 9 yards to make it look like our friends just maybe haven't got there yet, because it's so obnoxious that they're even annoyed by it. Like, there's been times where people have been so annoyed by doing that, they'll actually come over and be like, hey, we just bought you another round of drinks, just because this is absolute nonsense. So let me know if that's ever happened to you guys. I call it humans being wild. I'm not even shocked anymore. And Lori's like, well, what are we going to say? And I'm like, I'm just going to say no. Like, I'm not mean about it, but I'm just going to be like, no, you can't sit with us. I think no is a definitive answer in a scenario like that. So anyway, craziness. So speaking of craziness, let's dive into, nope, not yet. Let's save that one. That one's maybe an ender for the show before we get to our message of the week. Let's look at topics real quick here. Yeah, we're gonna hold on to that one. That's a buzz saw, if you will. Let's talk about a little Buzz Buddy update. So we are moving in a proper and good direction with getting Buzz Buddy into the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. We're in discussions, and I'm super pumped about it. And I hope that they're as pumped as I am. But I just want to give you guys a little update. Some of you guys have been asking, like, hey, where are we going to be able to see Buzz Buddy in the wild? And so far, we've partnered with a few bachelorette companies across the country that are offering Buzz Buddy to their particular audiences that are booking like rentals and setups and things with those guys. A couple of conversations with some smaller like wine shops and boutique shops, and then just got some big stuff going. So I just want to give you guys a pop on that. And while we're on the topic of Vegas, I like to give a Vegas tip since I tend to be there quite a bit. We were just there last week, and I want to give another shout out to the restaurant LPM. I think it is so under acknowledged. Like, we go in there and it's never busy. Let me give you a tip. If you're in Vegas, and I know I gave you the steak tip a while back, but don't forget about that. Just go there. I have not had a bad meal there in the last 5 times I've eaten there, and it's never busy. It should be a line out the door, packed to get in. You shouldn't even be able to get a reservation. It's that freaking good. But Vegas tip of the week this week is not about the food. It's about this interesting cocktail that I finally succumb to the idea that I had to try it. So we go there, and every time Lori gets this, it's called a tomatini. So it's their signature tomato martini. And it's got olive oil in it. It's got pepper. It's everything you think it would be, but it's absolutely unbelievable. So I did a video of Joel, one of the bartenders at the Cosmo, actually making the Joel is Buzz Buddy guy. Thank you, Joel. Love that. Appreciate you. Thank you, J Mac Buzz Buddy guy, for introducing it to Joel. But we actually videoed Joel actually met Joel. That's a tough one to say. Joel. That's a tough one. Why is it so hard for me to say? Anyway, we videoed him actually making the cocktail from start to finish. If you want to see what's in it, it's actually on my Facebook page. You can go check that out, or on the Buzz Buddy Instagram page, Buzz Buddy TikTok page, Buzz Buddy Facebook page, my personal pages as well. But Joel makes it from start to finish. The pepper shaker they use is worth going to watch the video. It is literally probably 4 foot tall. It's massive. It's obnoxiously big, but they give it a little pop of cracked pepper on the top. It is the weirdest thing that I've ever thought that I would enjoy consuming, but it's absolutely as close to the perfect cocktail as you can get. And I never thought I would say that about something that had a tomato in it. That just sounds so weird to me. And I promise you, listen to me. If you write me and say, Jay, that sounds disgusting, I'm going to agree with you. If you write me and say, Jay, I would never have an adult beverage that had a tomato in it, I would say, I agree with you. If you wrote me and said, Jay, you're a moron, I'm going to agree with you. Here's what I want you to do. Try it. Just try it. I'm telling you, it is ridiculous. Unbelievable. Like, you will not be disappointed. Not be disappointed. Now, moving on from not being disappointed, I got inspired the other day. So one of Lori's clients, Alicia, hats off if you're listening. Thank you for allowing me to share this about your grandmother, who is 99 years old. Lori comes home and she's like, Alicia's grandmother is boxing at 99 years old. Started boxing at 99 to help her keep her balance and her strength up. And I said, I got to know more about this lady. I mean, like, listen, I don't know any 39-year-olds that are boxing on a daily basis to help their balance and their strength. So this is unbelievable. So Lori reached out to Alicia and was like, hey, tell me more about grandma. Jay wants to talk about her on the podcast. And she basically just said she never stops moving. Like, during COVID, when she couldn't go to the gym, she would lift cans of food in the house, consistently walking, but to start boxing, she is not a boxer. Started boxing at 99. Like, listen, there's nothing you can't do. If you want to do something, there's absolutely nothing that you cannot do. And I just thought that was such a cool story to want to share, like inspiration of the week. Like if that doesn't inspire you, I don't care what your situation is. I don't care if you're 100 pounds overweight. I don't care if you're 70 years old. I don't care what it is. Just do something. I read a quote today and it talked about doing something for 5 minutes changes the trajectory of the rest of your day. So if you go for a 5 minute walk, if you go for just 5 minutes of movement, like to do something for that 5 minutes. So this has got me buzzing, man. Like 99 in boxing. I was like, I got to share that. That's going to inspire somebody to just do something. And you want a little fun fact, a little did you know? I always like to give these little fun things. I never know when I'm going to get into it. I'm not even a trivia guy. Like I've never even played that, bar trivia. I don't know if that's still a thing, but when I was a long time ago, there used to be, you go to bars, you get like this little trivia thing and you'd punch in the answers, A, B, C, and D, and there was teams and what. I don't even know if they still do that. I've never played myself. Nobody's ever even challenged me to a trivia match, if that's even a thing. But if they do, I just want to let you guys know what you're diving into. I want to let you know that the boy's got a fastball and I'm not afraid to use it. So little did you know, and these things blow me away. And so I just like to store them in the memory bank just in case. Couple of reasons. If I ever get in a conversation that I don't know what to say, I'm probably just going to I'm going to pop one of these out and the person's going to be like, this guy's a lunatic. I'm going to get out of here. So little did you know, a moose. Now pause and think about the size of a moose for a second. If you've ever seen a moose in real life, wow, big, large, massive, and scary. Like moose, don't F with a moose. I'll put it like that. They will tear some shit up. A moose. I'm not talking about Bullwinkle here. Was Bullwinkle the moose? Rocky. Yeah, Bullwinkle. Yes, Bullwinkle was the moose or was he a squirrel? Rocky and Bullwinkle. I think Rocky was a squirrel. Bullwinkle was the moose. Bullwinkle can dive underwater up to 20 feet to reach aquatic plants. And he or she, I'm assuming Bullwinkle was a boy, can stay submerged for up to 30 seconds. I know a lot of adults who can't hold their breath for 30 seconds, humans, and damn sure can't dive down 20 feet underwater. A moose, a gigantic ass moose, picture a moose, 20 feet underwater. This is another reason I don't go in the water. Like I got enough problems with sharks, jellyfish, shit that I don't even know about. You imagine being in the water and all of a sudden next to you, a moose right there, bam. You're like, what is going on? Right? Talk about scared to death. I don't need it. This is another reason I stay out of the water. I'm not a water guy. So moose, 20 feet underwater, up to 30 seconds. See, that's what I'm talking about. Who knew that? Raise your hand if you knew that. I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't. So if we get into a trivia match and it's one-on-one, maybe not even one-on-one, maybe I'm in the small team of like MIT, and they know listen, they're going to handle all the math stuff. If it's like useless knowledge, this is why they got the weirdo on the team. I'm raising my hand. Like, I got you, boys. Sit down. Clean your glasses really quick. I got this one. I wear glasses too, so that's not a shade on people who wear glasses. I'm actually blind as a bat. Trending topic, and I'm going to leave this. I'm just going to set this up for you, and I'm going to let you just do with it what you will. The internet is a buzz. If you have spent any time on it at all, I think it was seven ladies? The 7 ladies who were on the rocket who went up into the up and whoa. I'm actually speechless. I have nothing even really to interject on my theories or thoughts on this, but boy, is the internet buzzing. Like I'm always amazed at what little thing. I guess that's not a little thing, right? The rock. Like, listen, I'm not going anywhere. Like if it's, hey Jay, we got a rocket. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Never mind. I'm fine. I'm not even getting in a flying car. I'm not doing any of that. So count me out for anything that is, I'm going to need a lot more test cases before we do anything. I don't need to go to space. I don't need to go up in the air in a rocket. I don't need to be launched anywhere. I don't need to float. I don't need to do any of those things. This is not for me. So I'm cool. But the internet is a buzz on this particular thing. And wow, I've gotten I just doing my research, I got down a couple of rabbit holes, and I'm like, the internet is absolutely ruthless on this whole scenario. I'm like, what is going on? I first of all didn't even know anything about it. Like I didn't even know what was happening. I'm not a big like um in the news type of person. Like I don't watch regular television. I try to stay off of like, anything like that controversial, whatever. Not that this is or should be or isn't or not. I don't even know. But man, is the internet a buzz. So if you don't know anything about it, spend about 5 minutes looking it up. And it's, I mean, I mean, it's all the rage. Let's just say that. Let's finish it up today with a really powerful message. So here's my thought of the day. And this may be a little contradictory to what I just said, because I just said that I have no urge to go to space or to do anything like that, or fly on rockets. But my message is this: it's fear is a mile wide and an inch deep. And I'm not talking about fear of like, forget the internet BS, right? I'm talking about like real life stuff, like every single day, what you and I are doing, like what, starting businesses, relationships, being in a business, like making business decisions, making relationship decisions, making financial decisions, making, health decisions, like starting to workout program, trying to lose weight, trying to gain weight, trying to have a baby, trying to, whatever it is. Like all of these things bring fear, like just this heaviness to our lives. And if we just remembered in those moments that it's a mile wide, right? It looks so much bigger than it is, but it's an inch deep. So that means you're probably going to get wet, right? If you're going to walk through the fear. But if it's only an inch deep, you can handle it, right? It doesn't matter that it's a mile wide. Like you can get through the mile. And I think if we put things into that perspective and we keep the reality is often, if not always, not as dramatic as the fear that we attach to it. Like we can make things really big. We can make little things really big. We can make big things monstrous. But there's never been anything that you haven't gotten through. Right. So I think that's another way to look at it, is like you're undefeated. And yeah, you got some scars. Yeah, you've been beat up a little bit. Yeah, you've gone through some stuff. You've been banged up. You might have got some scrapes. You might be a little bloody. One of my favorite, like, I don't even know what you'd call it. Like maybe it's not a sermon, but I'm from the South. So when you're from the South and you go to like a Southern Baptist church as a kid, like you get sermonized every Sunday. Talk, maybe motivational speech was excuse me. Why did I just lose my man's name? Host of the Family Feud. Like, what has happened to me? Like, I just lost my brain when I'm trying to think. Anyway, you'll know what it is. He does a talk on fear, and this will hit me as soon as I hit stop on the recording. But he does a talk on fear, and he talks about if you never leap, if you never jump, then you'll never know what the outcome's going to be. And life's going to put you in some scenarios where you're going to get beat up and you're going to get bruised and you're going to get, you're going to have some pain. But on the other side of that pain is always going to be something better. And if we remember the saying that fear is a mile wide and an inch deep, then maybe that next time that you're presented with that, you won't be so hesitant. Because I know you can get through the things that you're going to be presented with. You know that you've gotten through everything you've ever been presented with. And so this next thing, the thing you're contemplating right now, the relationship, the business, the saying yes to you, I know it feels scary. And I know fear can be overwhelming, but I want you to hear me when I say this. You are more than capable of getting through the thing. And I just want you to take that first step and figure out that it's only an inch deep. And then you're going to keep walking through it. And eventually that mile is going to be gone, and it's going to be so far behind you. And that fear is going to be so small. And you're going to look back and think, I wasted so much time waiting and hoping that the fear would go away. You're going to have to do it scared. Right? Every challenge every success that I've ever had, I've had to do it scared. I've had to do it anyway. I've had to do it in the face of uncertainty. And that's my message to you today: is do it scared, do it when you're afraid, and know that it's only an inch deep and you've got this. And there's people out there like me who want to see you win, want to support you, want you to know that you're not alone in these challenging times, and that you've got everything it takes already inside of you. You don't need one other thing. You just need to take that first step. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. Happy hour with Jay. The notes that I keep getting about this ridiculous show are so cool. You guys that are supporting Buzz Buddy, I get messages every day. It's like, hey, you should reach out to this person or this company or this promoter or this Instagrammer or this whatever. You guys are the best. Like, I love the fact that you're consistently thinking about how can you help me grow, help me get the brand out there, help me get more eyeballs on what I think is one of the coolest products. And I've created a lot of products in my 3-decade career in the nutrition industry. This one is probably the coolest, and has the most potential to help the most people and have a really longevity effect. And so I really appreciate you guys that are supporting me from far away, supporting me from up close, clapping when I get little victories. Like, you guys are the absolute best, and couldn't do it and wouldn't want to do it without you. So let's go out there and have a day. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.